Good morning, everyone, from Coyote, Arizona. I'm Martin Wenzel. This is American Truck Simulator. Finishing up the 10-hour by pre-trip, and it's 3:15 Mountain Standard Time, so 4 o'clock on our log for Mountain, or 4:15 on our log for Mountain Daylight Time. And let's get going. We're hauling a tanker of solvents to Albuquerque. .69 degrees, and let's get the the wipers on. And I'm not sure if I did this before the last episode or not. I don't think I did, even though I feel like I talked about it, but I went in and took out a mod, and now they're all gonna stop because their light changed. I thought they were stopping because I was pulled out too far. I pulled out the carbon fiber mod, so my wheel no longer has that carbon fiber. The interior of the truck, getting a little bit of a hang up every once in a while also. But I took out that carbon fiber because that, for actually the longest time, most of the episodes probably on this series, was making that you couldn't see the gauges, or the gauges weren't operating correctly, so you wouldn't see the brake appliance gauge, which is above the speedometer, and you wouldn't see the air brake, air pressure gauge just to the right of it. All that stuff would just kind of be zeroed out the whole time. And now we can actually see those things working. So the dashboard is back to being the stock SCS. Same with the truck interior. I removed that mod. That mod was just not cooperating. Yeah, we just keep getting hang-ups. I don't know what that's about. Got a nice rainy morning here in Arizona, northern Arizona, just across the border from Utah. I didn't realize that southern part of Utah and coming into Arizona, you actually have that Monument Valley. So we're gonna have to come up this way again. Probably it'll be a trip to Moab. But we're getting pretty close, money-wise, to being able to pay off the loan, which would then allow us to take out another loan, take out the $500,000 loan. See, I don't know why it's hanging up like that. We just keep getting, just the frame rate hangs up and goes down to like 30 for a split second there, and then it gets back on board. Here we got a little bit of a Super 2 for US 64. And we get to bypass this way station. Actually, it's just a Super 2 here because of the way station, I guess. Yeah, it just keeps hanging up every once in a while. I don't know what that is. I did add in a couple mods, and that's probably what's causing that. Should never really do that right before you do a video. Don't add any really new mods, especially mods that aren't going to actually affect the video at all, except for in negative ways. I think I added in SiSL's add-on pack for the stock SCS trucks, and then a Nevada rework. There's a project going on reworking part of Nevada, another map. Losing my voice a little bit. Just had English class with the kids, and a little bit longer hour and a half class now, so we can fit as many hours in. Wow, that is bad. I don't know what that is. That might even be just because I had the computer. I haven't restarted the computer in it's been on running since the night before. Hopefully you don't get too many of those. Don't really take this route too many times. I think I've only taken it once before. Into Shiprock. So I think if we go south on the 491, that would take us to Gallup. We're going to keep going east on 64 towards Farmington, and then we'll cut down, I think, on US 550 to the Interstate 25, and take that down into Albuquerque. Nice sunrise. As the street lights turn off. I don't know what this lady's doing over here. She's just walking back and forth. Keep stumping myself. I can't remember if I've already talked about these things, because I'm not recalling if I did it beforehand, but turned off the reshader. That was eating away at some of the frame rate, even though today you're not going to be able to tell. It just seems like we're hanging up on a lot of stuff as we come into Farmington. But turned that off, turned off the reshade, so everything you're seeing is, I think it's just with the Filmic graphic shade, the plugin, but not reshade itself on top of that. And then also started using NVIDIA Inspector, which is a program that lets you for sure use, kind of put the get some better anti-aliasing. And yeah, it's got to be one of those mods that's causing that. Not sure why that would be causing, those mods would be causing a hang up. But I'm using that, and that actually gave some pretty good performance when last time I was playing. And I can't remember if I was recording a video, like the last video was recorded like that or not. Really should keep notes. But I will know for sure that this video is without reshade and now using NVIDIA Inspector. So the anti-aliasing is being done by an outside program, and it should be giving us better frame rates. Struggling today. I don't know if it's just because the computer needs a good restart or what, because yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm also recording the video to a different hard drive than the game is on. Oh, goodbye truck. So I'm wondering if that's it, but it actually was good for X-Plane. I was able to record X-Plane by having it record to a different hard drive. But, you know, the variables right now, it's like that's either that's causing these hang-ups, or one of those mods, or it's just the computer needs a good restart. So we'll see. Maybe this will just be a short episode today because that is driving me nuts. That's doing that. Or what I'll do is I'll back out after we finish this job. I'll go step out, turn off those mods to see if that's what's causing it. And then get back in and finish the day. Alright, we're gonna get back on the road here. Had to pull over, do some real life stuff, and it's been a few days actually since I recorded the first part of this video, so I don't remember what I was talking about, what I mentioned, but have been doing some X-Plane videos, and by the time this video is probably up, you'll have seen a few X-Plane videos. That was a genuine surprise on my part. I just did a test, see if it would work. I had tried it before and it hadn't worked. OBS would crash. And I was able to record 3 videos, but then on the 4th one, a flight from Guam to the Philippines, not only did we crash the plane when the auto land feature on the Boeing 737 decided not to work, once again, but OBS also crashed pretty soon after takeoff, and then we started it up again and hopefully get the landing, but it crashed before we got to record the crash, so you don't get to see me crash the plane because the recording software itself did not want to cooperate. So it might not be a thing going forward, X-Plane, at least at this point. I figured that it would require a decent upgrade to the computer before I'd be able to do videos of X-Plane, and I was pleasantly surprised I was able to do a few videos as it was, and I'll keep trying. I'll keep putting it on in the background, seeing if I can get any footage and throw together some videos of that. Priority number 1 is continuing to make sure we can get ATS videos coming out. Holding a nice solid 60 frames per second right now, using NVIDIA Inspector. This is my second time actually recording this drive, this part of the video. Recorded it, but OBS wasn't capturing the screen, it only captured the audio, so have to do this little stint here to Albuquerque again. That's okay. Took out the first half of this video is, you'll notice we get some some freeze-ups, and it seems like that was a result of SiSL's SCS truck add-ons mod, which allows you to add on various things, like put soda cans in here and bags and all that other stuff that you've seen me use in, I think, in earlier episodes, or especially in the Big Bob's W900 that we had earlier on in this series, and also in Euro Truck Simulator. I used that and it works fine. And I did just test it to see if it was worth it once I completed this job in the video that failed to record correctly, and went to the truck dealer, tried to put together a truck, and tried to add some SiSL things, and nothing showed up, so mod seems to be broken. So we turn that off, and the frame rate, at least we don't have these big hang-ups. Frame rate takes a dip though, still when we go into the cities. Hopefully the DirectX 11 will fix that issue once that is released fully by SCS. I haven't tried any of the open beta for or the experimental beta for 1.35 and DirectX 11. Just because I want to spend the time doing videos, and if I do that, it's going to be opening a new profile, and it's going to be opening a whole different truck series. It's not going to be part of this continuation, this career, because it's not the greatest idea to go into beta, especially in experimental beta with the main profile. So coming in Albuquerque, frame rates dive to about 30 frames per second, which is noticeable in American Truck Simulator because out in the open areas, we get to our monitor limit of 60 frames per second. But after coming from X-Plane, you're usually hanging around 30 frames per second, unless you have a massive beast of a computer. And if it gets really stressful, you're down in the 15 frames per second, and X-Plane doesn't like that at all. We're here dropping off at UPS, and this time our drop-off points, same points as I dropped off last time when I recorded this, but now we have a UPS truck sitting here instead of a FedEx truck. So I'm gonna actually spin around here so we can do this driver's side back. Whenever you can, you wanna back on your driver's side, not blind side. And we have just enough room here we can kind of spin this guy around. And let's see if I can back this in as well as I did the first time. Alright, already a little bit rougher than my first time. This time didn't set it up as well, didn't start as well. Last time was picture perfect, and you guys don't get to see it because you wouldn't want me to look competent in any way. Alright, so we're just gonna have a lot of pull-ups, and that's okay. Can't get it in one shot. It's all about getting it in safely, without damage. And if you have a CB radio, turn it off while you're doing your backing, because you don't want to hear those idiots, those super truckers who never struggled backing in their whole life. You don't want to hear them critiquing and mocking you when they could easily just get out of the truck and give you a hand. Alright. But we're in there. We're lined up. A little bit close on the right side. But actually these lines are kind of off. Let's lower the legs. Alright, so we made a nice $1,117. And I'm gonna go and look for another job. See you then. Well, mysteriously, our trailer has disappeared, despite us still being here. Well, that's just how it goes. Got a new pickup. It's gonna be a little 13-minute drive. Gonna be picking up a nice piece of military equipment. We're taking that up to Colby, Kansas, and hopefully we'll be able to see Kansas and Colorado this episode or the next one. I know some people have been requesting a little bit of Kansas, and while I did drive through there in Colorado very recently, wasn't recording at that time. Alright, we're going to be taking an M112H Striker MGS. I think we've taken something like this before. So nothing incredibly fascinatingly new. But it's been a while since we've taken a big piece of military hardware. That's cool. We got a little bit of a yard dog truck. I don't know what we call the trucks, but we call the guys that drive those yard dogs. They move trailers around. Definitely a little bit easier to move things around with a smaller turning radius on that kind of thing. Were you able to get under this? Okay, weird. Oh, okay, we got one of these. And we aren't lined up. There we go. Just checking the log. We've driven 7.5 hours now, so we still have 3 hours and 45 minutes to drive, and we've used 8 hours of our duty time, so we got 6 hours left on that 14. Actually, I don't know why I say we have 6 hours left on the 14. The 14 is not based on how many hours we've used. We used 8 hours, but we've been... I think we have until... I should really write this stuff down, but I think we have probably until... Yeah, we do have until 6, because we started at 4. We'll just go straight out here. Yeah, we started at 4 in the morning, so we do have until 6 for our 14. Interestingly, going this way through Albuquerque, our frame rate's doing better than the opposite. I think there's just more stuff going on the southbound lane. Got our real advertisements. That's a cool mod. Just makes it just that much more immersive. See those real life ads. Just like you have the real life trailers, truck companies. We're be headed north. Go into Colorado, probably into Colorado before we have to stop. Could drive until 4:15. Yeah, I always love this work area where it's just literally just one of those barriers. Nothing else, no actual construction work. So we're getting off at the first rest area we can see. I think the rest area coming up is actually on the southbound side, so we're going to be able to go a little bit further. Well, maybe not. Oh no, the first rest area is right there, and then the next one's in 2 miles. The sign says 2 miles, but by game miles it's pretty far. And we're still going to have about 45 minutes left on the clock, maybe half an hour by the time we get parked. But if we push on, we will go past our driving clock. So here is where we will rest for the night. Pull in behind this stake truck, this logging truck. Alright, so checking out the log to finish the day. We started in Cayenta, Arizona at 4 in the morning. Did our pre-trip. Started driving 4:15. Drove for 7 straight hours until we got to our drop-off in Albuquerque. 15 minutes duty for the drop and hook, or the drop. Took our half-hour break and got our dispatch at noon. Drove over, took another 15 minutes, then got hooked up. And then drove 3 hours to our rest area here. And that gives us 10 hours, 15 minutes of driving, and a total of 10 hours and 45 minutes on the duty. So good day overall. Tomorrow we will finish up this job driving up to Colby, Kansas. Until then, I'm Martin Wenzel. This is American Truck Simulator. Check your pins. Take care. Goodbye. Until then, I'm Martin Wenzel. This is American Truck Simulator. Please like and comment on. Until next time, I'm Martin Wenzel. This is American Truck Simulator. Please like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment. Until next time, I'm Martin Wenzel. This is American Truck Simulator. Please give the video a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Happy trucking. Goodbye.